In today's video, I'm gonna give you my top 5 equipment that you need for live streaming. This is gonna be useful if you're getting started and you need to know what things you actually need to get before you can actually start live streaming. Now, full disclosure, you can even go live using your phone. However, your phone is actually your phone, so it's not a dedicated live streaming equipment. It's your phone. It's meant to receive calls, emails. So this is not a long-term kind of solution that will suggest you if you're getting started into live streaming. However, if you just want to go live here and there, sometimes you can use your phone. So if you want to get started, don't be stopped by the fact that you don't have all the equipment that I'm going to mention. You can always use your phone. However, if you want to get serious, have a dedicated live streaming setup. So these are my top 5 equipment you need to get first. So let's go. What is going on, guys? My name is Sam. You're watching Live Production Tips and Tools here, helping you master live streaming. Now, my equipment number 1, obviously, you're gonna need to have a dedicated computer for live streaming. Either you go with a PC, a Windows machine, or a Mac computer, it doesn't matter. Now, depending on the software you're gonna be running, chances are you maybe already have a computer that can do the job. So if you already have it, you don't have to buy a new one. However, if you don't have it, you need to consider buying some sort of computer. If you want to go the Mac route, I'll actually encourage you to get one of the newest M1 chip kind of base computers from Apple. But if you go with the PC kind of route, also encourage you to check any computer that's kind of labeled gaming computer, gaming PC. If you're buying a laptop, look into gaming laptops. If you're buying just a desktop like a box, make sure you check anything that says gaming on it. It should be able to handle most live streaming software, including OBS or vMix. However, even if it doesn't say gaming, you should look for something. If you see something that says dedicated graphics card, something like NVIDIA, most of the time those are going to be powerful computers with good processors that will actually handle live streaming and recording content. So that's number 1 equipment. Number 2 is gonna be to actually get a camera. Now, getting a camera, it could be something as simple as a webcam, something like the Osbat Tiny 2. I got a full video actually showing you how to use something like this. This is just a normal webcam that can actually track me, right? I can just attach to my computer, on the top of my computer, and the webcam is gonna be able to just see me, and I'm gonna be able to use it as a camera for live streaming. So you can either go that route, or if you wanna go do something more professional, you can look into mirrorless cameras, something like this. This is my Panasonic GH5 lenses, something like this, that you can actually attach on the camera, okay? Just like so. Or again, you don't have to get exactly the one that I have here, but if you're interested, let me know down in the comments. I'm gonna give you a list of my top cameras that I actually recommend for live streaming, starting from cameras around $500 to $1,000 or $2,000. But again, if you want to keep it budget friendly, you can find something for around $800, from $500 to actually $800 to $900. That will actually be a nice camera. Now, if you have a camera like this, a DSLR camera or a mirrorless camera, usually it's gonna give you a better picture compared to something like a webcam. A webcam is gonna get you started. However, if you need something that looks good with a blurry background, like what you see behind my picture, like the way my picture looks like, if you want something that looks like that, obviously you're gonna need a camera with interchangeable lens, kind of like lens you can swap. So you can like use a lens with like a tighter shot, and the lens with the wide angle and stuff like that. So getting a mirrorless camera obviously is gonna level up your live streaming game. The next thing that you're gonna need to have is gonna be a microphone. Now, as you can see, I have this microphone here. This is called a Shure SM7B. This is a popular microphone that runs through another interface, and that interface is connected to my computer. Now, that's a more advanced setup, but if you're getting started, you can actually invest in a simple microphone like this. This is the Video Mic Go 2 from Rode, okay, that you can actually connect directly on the top of your camera, something like this. So if I was to connect on the camera, so you would connect on the top of your camera and it will look like something like this, okay? And then what you would do is you would take this cable that comes out of the microphone and you can actually connect directly into the camera, and boom, you're gonna be able to record your content, no problem, or actually go live using that mic. Another thing is you don't actually have to mount it on the top of your camera. You can even find some accessories that will allow you to have the microphone maybe not in the frame but somewhere on the top of you, because this is a shotgun microphone, so it's gonna capture your audio. Pro tip that I will give you: make sure whenever you use microphones like this, make sure the microphone is not too far from you. So if the camera is too far from you, you want to make sure the microphone is mounted on some sort of mount that's gonna point to your mouth. It doesn't have to show in the frame because it's not very professional. However, you want to make sure it's actually as close to you as possible, as close to your mouth as possible, to get the best audio. Another thing, you may actually consider something like a USB microphone, because a USB microphone will allow you to connect directly. Basically, it's gonna be in the frame, you talk through it, and it's gonna connect directly to your computer, so you don't need to get an interface, or you don't need to pass through the camera. And through the software that you're gonna be using to live stream, you can actually get a feed from that USB microphone. So there are a few choices. Again, if you're interested about some of the equipment that I recommend, I'm gonna leave links down below. The next thing that you're gonna need that's actually super crucial is gonna be your lighting. You're gonna need some sort of lighting, of course. So you can either invest in something as simple as a ring light. I'm just gonna show you a little quick what a ring light looks like. So this is what a ring light actually looks like. Now you can get a little, this one is kind of smaller, but you can get a ring light is a little bigger than this one. And this is gonna give you an even lighting because it's got this thing called diffusion. You can also invest in things like soft boxes. You can get an actual light with the soft box on the front of it. Again, I'm gonna leave some recommended options, including the one that I'm using, which is the Godox SL60W. And that's gonna allow you to really have an even kind of lighting on your face, and that's gonna make you look good on camera. This is very crucial because if your lighting looks bad, your video on live stream is gonna look bad. So the two main things that you need to focus on really when live streaming or creating content: the first one, you want to make sure your audio sounds good. Second thing, you want to make sure your lighting is actually good. Before you even invest in your camera, you should actually invest in your lighting and audio first. The last thing that you're gonna need to get for your live streaming is gonna be the capture device. This is gonna be optional depending on how you're running your live stream. If you have a webcam, the webcam is gonna go directly into your computer, so you don't need a capture device. However, if you're using a mirrorless camera, something like this one, this is my Panasonic GH5, you're gonna need to invest in an HDMI cable that's gonna connect to the camera, but that HDMI cable is not gonna connect directly to your computer. So your computer is not gonna recognize an HDMI input. It doesn't even have an HDMI input, right? So you're gonna need to invest in something called a capture card. This is a capture device. Basically what it does is gonna transform your HDMI signal into USB, all right? So if I connect my HDMI cable just like so, I can connect this USB part into my computer, and that's how my computer is gonna be able to see the image coming from my camera. Now from there, I can actually go live because guess what? We have our light, we have our microphone, we have our camera, and the camera is connected to the computer, and we're gonna be able to get a software like OBS or any other streaming software that we can use to be able to get that signal to a streaming platform like YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, or any other platform that we want to stream to, including Zoom and Teams. If you want to do some Zoom calls where you look professional, like this image you're looking at right now, this is the same image that I use when I'm actually on Zoom calls and Google Meet and stuff like that. And people kind of like my look because it looks professional, and they always ask me, how do I get that look? It's because the same look that I use for creating my content and live streaming on YouTube, I use that look for my Zoom meetings and of course Google Meet and stuff like that. Obviously, you're gonna need some accessories depending on which setup you're gonna choose. If you're on budget, you're probably gonna go with a webcam and some basic computer, so you probably won't need that much accessories. Probably gonna go with the USB microphone, so you won't need that much accessories, but still you may need maybe something to mount your microphone to. You may need a microphone stand. You may need maybe a longer USB cable. If you go with a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, you may need a tripod. So all those accessories are going to depend on the type of setup that you actually decide to go with. However, if you have questions, again, let me know down below in the comment section. I'm gonna be able to guide you depending on your budget and actually send you some of my recommended gear for beginners. But another thing is, with just the gear is not enough for you to be able to go live. After getting the gear and connecting everything to your computer, you also need to learn how to go live to YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. And to be able to do that, you need to use software. Again, this is software, a free software that I personally recommend, which is OBS. It's a free streaming software that you can use. You can even use it to record content. And I have a video that I made showing you step by step how to set up your live stream show from your countdown timer, your very first scene. Like, this is made for beginners and it shows you everything from start to finish, including audio, including all the scenes that you actually need. And that video is gonna be linked right here, so you want to make sure you watch it because it's gonna show you the software part of everything we just talked about. So check it out, it's linked right here, guys, and I'll see you there. Take care.